Address the house. You are not hearing her.
Adekunle, you will lose your first wager. And I promise you, because I will not come out again. Yes, you guys will do it. Let's go and do something. And everybody saying tomorrow. It's all of us. Let's go do these things.
You are upset that we're not doing what we need to do ASAP. I get that point. But Mercy, you would have, there was a way you would have spoken to the nigga.
And that was how we had our first official dramatic highlight of the season, courtesy of Mercy, a.k.a. and Adekunle, of course. And you know, guys, I sat down here, you know, watching how everything unfolded, and I wanted to judge, but then I had to remind myself that, Glory, calm down, calm down. Remember, you said you want content, and that content is what Mercy is serving. Yeah. So for that, I give it to Mercy, right? I mean, last night just looked like Mercy was just desperately trying to prove to those naysayers that did not believe that she was indeed the queen of highlights during her season, right? I just feel like she was trying to prove to them, to us, because I'm one of those people, that she's worthy of the title of queen of highlights. Yes. And guys, frankly speaking, in the real world, I would have said, it's quite unnecessary. Yeah. And Mercy, you were rude. Mercy, your manner of approach was bad towards Adekunle. Yes, I would have said all of that, but then nah, I just had to remind myself that nah, this is the content that we signed up for, and Mercy was surely delivering last night. So on this video, I'm going to tell you all about it. I will tell you what happened, why it happened, why I feel it happened, because you see, everything in Big Brother's house is sometimes a build up. Yes. And so I watched Mercy display last night, and I had to put two and two together, you know, to get to the conclusion that, okay, this energy she's serving Adekunle is actually emanating from this particular event that had happened. Yes, and by event, I am referring to the result of Adekunle's BFF choices. Yes, so we're going to talk about all of these things on this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and this is the part where I urge you all, once again, as usual, to please make sure you watch the end of this video. Do not skip out on any part, and of course feel free to go ahead and share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. And officially, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. For those of you that are newly subscribed to this community, thank you so much for, you know, joining us. And if you are still yet to officially subscribe, please just go ahead and do exactly what you see on your screen so that you'll be able to receive a lot of my videos whenever I upload a new one. Now, all of that said, let's quickly proceed to the details of this conversation. Let's take it from the top before we begin to dissect the actual matter itself. All right, so these housemates had actually had a long day yesterday. They had one of the lengthiest head of house challenge in the history of Big Brother Naija. I mean, these people actually started this game from 2 p.m. and it dragged up until almost 9 p.m. Yes, and then they had in fact, at some point they had to pause, and then they had the black envelope challenge by 7 p.m. and then afterwards they had their live nomination session. Yes, and guys, everything was just dragging up until past 10 p.m. and at that point, I don't think they had actually really had their meal. Yes, for the second part of the day. They had had breakfast, but they had not had their meal for the second part of the day. So a lot of the housemates, just as expected, were actually exhausted. And let's not also forget that it was this same yesterday that Big Brother had briefed them of the theme of the week, as well as the theme of their weekly wager task presentation. So conversations was already in the works. These people were already, you know, strategizing on how to go about their weekly wager task presentation. I did a video on all of that, so please go ahead and check it out. And by the way, the presentation will be on Friday evening. Yes, and then they will have a coordinated rehearsal of everything that they had actually put together on Thursday evening. So if you think about it, they actually have the usual limited time in Big Brother's house. As I said before, all the housemates were exhausted. Mercy, a.k.a., of course, was also exhausted, but then she had her own concerns, which were actually valid, right? Now, a major concern was that they will lose their wager if they do not give time to rehearsals. Now, of course, we are familiar with how wager task preparations goes in Big Brother's house. Those who are experts in that field will take it upon themselves to create, the framework for which everybody will be guided on how they can achieve a successful presentation by the end of the week. And so Alex Unusual, being a trained director and scriptwriter, taking it upon herself this time to come up with that framework, to make it easier for everybody. Now, they were all tired, as I said, and some people were just chilling and lounging. And guys, this was actually past 12 midnight. But of course, we know that in Big Brother's house, they do not really have a sense of timing, just like every single one of us on the outside. While some people were resting, other people were in the kitchen preparing dinner, their late dinner. Now, Mercy Eke was restless. For her, she wanted them to rehearse the whole thing. And some of them were telling her that, listen, let's just do this thing tomorrow. Everybody's tired. But she kept on insisting that she would prefer for them to do it. And then she had said, okay, fine. She wanted to go check if there are other housemates that are awake, right, that would come and join them in the conversation in the garden. And that was when she had gone back into the house, and then she had gone to the pitch room where there was Adekunle, Soma, I think there was also Angel, and maybe some other housemates. When Mercy got there, she was very, very heavy on driving home a point to Adekunle and the rest that they needed to come outside to start rehearsing for their wager. Now, she had a point. They might lose the wager if they do not start rehearsing on time. But then her manner of approach was very, very, in a way, kind of aggressive, very, very strong. She even went as far as saying to Adekunle, you will lose the wager this week and you will come back to me and tell me, she was putting it in that manner. And personally, guys, I just felt like, okay, Mercy, you actually had a point of concern. You actually had a valid point, but saying that Adekunle, being the first head of house of the season, will lose the wager because he is not doing things according to your own preference doesn't really make sense. Adekunle, on the other part, kept on insisting that everybody was tired, so they should sit this one out and, start with the rehearsals for their presentation the next day. Mercy was upset. She stormed out of the room, and then Adekunle felt like, okay, there was a need for him to finally address the whole house because he felt disrespected, right? And then he called for a gathering of the whole house in the lounge, but whilst he was speaking, Mercy walked out of that conversation. She went to bed. Now, Adekunle did not find it funny, but he did not overreact, right? So in his usual calm manner, he had gone ahead to explain to everybody that, okay, this is what happened, and this is why he had insisted that they should not have the rehearsals that night until the next, but leave it until the next day. Yeah, just as expected, some of the housemates were quite confused as to why Mercy would walk out on them, whilst the head of house was talking. And so some of them decided to go and hear our own side of the story. Of course, PERE took it upon himself to do that. Now, guys, PERE's role in this whole matter was quite interesting, and in a way, it kind of gave me a glimpse into PERE's strategy. Yes, and it might seem as though we might be getting, for real, the General 2.0. Yes, because PERE went to Mercy to listen to our own side of the story. And of course, Mercy kept on going on and on about, oh, Adekunle dismissed me. And I'm like, okay, fine. Here we go again. The overreacting Mercy. But hey, it's the game, right? So Mercy kept on making a case for herself that, oh, Adekunle dismissed her, that she was saying it because she knew that they were going to lose their wager. But she was not talking about the fact that she was actually disrespectful to the guy. And you know what's interesting? PERE too was not emphasizing on Mercy's disrespect to the head of house, seated on that head of house throne. Instead, he was trying to, fish for where Adekunle went wrong, because PERE kept on insisting on, oh, he said something different, and Mercy was like, oh, this is what I said. So in a way, it kind of looked like PERE already was taking Mercy's side, either because he has interest in, being with Mercy in the house, or either because he has kind of recognized the power or the strength that Adekunle also has, and has seen that that's General 2.0 status he probably wants to bring into the game, there is someone else that might beat him to that card. And so I just felt like he was being strategic in that conversation. The way he kept on asking Mercy, oh, did you do this, did you do that? I felt like he was heavily trying to vindicate Mercy, clear her of all cases or offenses in that matter. And I love the fact that every other housemate that witnessed what had actually happened kept on telling Mercy that, no, Mercy, fine, you have a point, but you were disrespectful. The way you spoke to him in the first place, your manner of approach was rude, and then you walking out on him during his address of the house as head of house was disrespectful. But then Mercy kept on saying that she does not care. She does not care. She does not care. I'm like, okay, fine. Yes, this is the content we signed up for. But guys, realistically, I mean, let's be frank about it. Mercy was rude to Adekunle. She was equally disrespectful. And let me tell you where I feel that this whole negativity from Mercy towards Adekunle is coming from. Remember that she was upset that Adekunle had chosen the male gender for the position of his 4 besties. Listening to all Mercy was saying last night, I just felt like, nah, this girl is still bitter about the fact that Adekunle did not pick any female, yes, to be a part of his team of besties as instructed by Big Brother, yes. And, you know, once again, it reminded me of how Mercy takes people's winnings to heart. And I'm like, wow, this girl, you still haven't changed. You still haven't changed. Because guys, some people were saying that, oh, Mercy had a point and she was scared that they would not lose their wage. And I'm like, what about manner of approach? I mean, how many years is this now? Pepperdam Gang season of, is it 2018 or 2019? And now this is 2023. You're back again and you are still a sore loser. Why? And then it was like anybody that was not on Mercy's side, she was going to also drag the person into the matter, you know, talking about DOYIN, talking about CEECEE. And I'm like, anyways, this is going to be a long ride. Should be the show just started. Let's wait and see. But guys, this is my own opinion. I felt like Mercy was wrong. I felt like Mercy was rude. I felt like she was disrespectful. And I felt like it was all a build up of her upset that Adekunle did not pick any female to be a part of his besties team. And guys, you see, the thing is, if Mercy was the head of house and somebody else put that stunt on her, see, the house would have burnt down last night because she would not take it. Another thing I saw in Mercy's manner of approach to Adekunle was, you know, I feel like she's still carrying that air of, yes, I was the winner during the Pepperdam Gang season, so anything I say must stand. Anything I want, everybody must do. And I'm like, this girl, have you forgotten Big Brother's first welcome address to all of you? That it doesn't matter your position in your season. Right now, in this season, everybody is equal. Nobody is bigger than the other. It doesn't matter if you were flying first class in the real world. Now, this is Biggie-verse. You need to stick by the rules and come down off your high horse. But anyways, guys, this is just my frank opinion. I would love to hear from all of you your thoughts about this whole matter. What do you think was wrong? Do you think Mercy, a.k.a. was actually wrong, or do you think Adekunle was wrong for not doing what Mercy wanted? Please go ahead and share in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on another video with more juicy gist about further conversations that were had last night, yes, and other matters unresolved. Bye.